Hello. Hello and good evening. Oh, we're just getting ready. Okay, got that. Oh, is Galaxy and Mantic here? I didn't see I only start seeing the chat once the stream actually starts. Let's see. Okay. Loading up. Pattern. Okay, there we go. Artificer. So that's what we're working on today. I haven't seen them yet, but if Mantic and Galaxy are here, I'm super excited. I love having you guys here. I love all of you guys being here. Okay, let's see now. Oh, and then last but not least, I need my needle minder. And because we're working on a class, we have the gelatinous cube needle minder. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. Feeling pretty good. Let's see, what should we do? Let's see, it's 68 here. Over here, I think I'm gonna do the glow in the dark, so I'm not gonna do that over there. Oh, actually, I'm not on a stitch count challenge anymore. I can start filling these letters in. In fact, since I have good light, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Filling in these letters is a little harder because the letters, the dark bit of the letters in here is done 1/1 instead of 2/2. So basically, everywhere there's a dark color in these letters, I have to do 4 stitches for every one of those stitches. So if I just zoom way in, sorry about the camera shake, but you can kind of see what I mean. There's 4 of these for every one of these X's. So when we're zoomed way in, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Hopefully the camera shake doesn't make people too seasick, but if it does, let me know. Also, let me know if you like the extremely zoomed up version, because my hands are going to be huge and there's going to be a lot more shake and it's kind of going to be awful. Or if you prefer the more kind of like zoomed out version. You're not going to see as much of the like individual stitches, but it'll probably be better for less shake and you won't have like ginormous hands showing up. Probably going to make, that's, you know, they're already big, but in the view of the camera. Hey Galaxy, how are you? I messed up that stitch right off the bat, very first stitch. Way to go, Tori. I meant to do that. Let's see, what was the last stitch? It's gotta be one of these two, right? Actually, you know what we're gonna do? That tucked down in there so well. That thread is so lost. We might not even try to fish it out. Wait, we may need just go over the top of it. That thread is gone, gone, gone. You might say it's done, done, done. Sweet on the town. Songs are just so singable. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, note to self, don't squeeze it quite so tight this time. Now instead of hitting the camera, I can hit the mic. Well done. Doesn't look right. Yeah, that was so not right. Let's try that one more time. The first few stitches is always rough. I should have pulled the whole thing out and done a couple of stitches before going live, so that I could kind of get any bumps out of my system. You like the way it is right now? I can still follow. I'm good because I'm around. How it's done, done, done. Oh, see, she knows. She knows what I'm on about. She knows what that's from. I have not only watched it, Galaxy, I've watched it probably 18 times. I was a little, was a little obsessed with that movie. To the point where in my shower this morning I was totally not singing This Is What It Sounds Like. Which is funny because I guess Golden is the one that's topping charts, but like Golden is actually my least favorite. Like they're all amazing, but Golden is not the one that gets stuck in my head. Golden is not the one that I want to put on repeat. My personal favorite has to be Dun Dun Dun. Oh, I better turn that down. My personal favorite has to be Dun Dun Dun. The one that gets stuck in my head the most, wanted or unwanted, is the Free. And the next one after that gets stuck in my head fairly frequently is Your Idol. But, you know, they're all amazing. I'll be your idol. Can I get you to the choir? Of course, I can't all sing all of them because there's inserts of another language I can't speak in the middle of there, but... Oh yeah, this Soda Pop. Golden is a lot of people's favorites. Aegeus, it's a movie, it's on Netflix, it has a silly title, just ignore it. Well, I already told you about it, I think. It's called K-Pop Demon Hunters. And if you haven't seen it, anybody watching this, if you have Netflix, or know somebody that has Netflix, find them, and I was about to say go break into their house, and that was supposed to be a joke, but don't go break into their house. Break into their house and go steal their Netflix account. Go find K-Pop Demon Hunters and go watch K-Pop Demon Hunters. You know, it's really funny. Steve said that Soda Pop was the most catchy to him, but Soda Pop is not the most, I mean, it's really dang catchy, but it doesn't replay in my head over and over again. I have to be reminded of it to even start singing it. Soda Pop does not stick with me quite the same. First, Free and Your Idol probably are the ones that actually replay in my head the most often, but Dun 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 is my personal favorite. I think I like it because I think it's like just the period in time where we kind of see the girls at their high point, right? I mean, and what it sounds like. I should give credit to where credit's due. You know, in the shower this morning singing, this is what it sounds like. My voice without the lies, this is what it sounds like. To a million pieces and I can't go back. And now I'm seeing all the beauty in the broken glass. I'm probably way out. I'm just gonna stop while I'm ahead. Go, there we go. Hey, look at this. We're actually doing stitches. We're actually making progress. Actually, I was just catching up on some Daggerheart news. Right before pulling into the house driveway. I was listening to the new Todd Kendrick video on the way home. I'm excited. I'm not gonna say that I'm entirely giving up on DC-20, but at this point, I think I can safely consider myself a Daggerheart fanboy. I'm a Daggerheart girly. And my players, my in-person group, which had dissolved, which had ceasted, which had breaked. I introduced them into Daggerheart, and of their own volition, they not only came back for a second episode, but are now scheduling a third episode. And so there definitely seems to be some enthusiasm and some energy pumped back into our table with a switch to that system. And there was at the time of DC-20 too. We were definitely excited for DC-20, I think. And of course, results will vary depending on group. It's very much a flavor thing. You know, like if you don't like seafood, don't eat seafood, that kind of idea. But I think for them personally, and for me personally, what made us so excited about DC-20 didn't translate to the table quite the way we thought it would. And with Daggerheart, it translated to the table, and then we got excited. So with DC-20, it was like, oh, we can skip rolling for damage. It's gonna make combat so much faster. And then we ended up spending the exact same amount of time that we would have spent rolling for combat, counting up all of the little, you know, 1 for base and then 2 for the heavy and da-da-da and da-da-da. And by the time you've done all of that, it's the same amount of time as a roll. You know, and sitting there discussing, oh, and don't forget the +1 because it's, and don't forget to add this because of this ability, and don't forget to, and by the time you get through all of that, the turns for us were just as long as they were in 5e. When with Daggerheart, we said, well, this idea of not having initiative is kind of neat. We did that once before. I don't know, let's try it and see. I'm excited. Yeah, let's go ahead and try it. And then we did a couple combats, and then we all sat and looked at each other and went, oh my god, that was so fast. We did a whole combat in like, you know, half an hour instead of 2 hours. Like, what? So there was this sort of inverse effect where, and I don't know if that is just a side effect of, you know, expectations. You know, often when we get, just in general in life, when we get excited about something, you know, grass is always greener. There's often going to be something that didn't translate quite right, or, you know, it didn't factor up to what you had in your head. So there's always that potential of, when you get excited about something, there's always that potential for disappointment not long after, once you start doing or encountering the thing. But, so I don't know if that played a role, but just in general, there's a lot of positive energy going through the two, and the scheduling part helps too. Let's not give all the credit to the system. It helps that 2 of the people who are kind of the, one of them was the scheduling problem child, and the other one was just a problem child. Now that they've both kind of like, yeah, we're just not going to play anymore, and the table has been knocked down to those who really like want to be there and want to play. Now that we have that, things have definitely gotten better. I messed up. I need to do one more. I need to do a closing stitch. Also, I apologize if clanks are coming through, but I have the door open and dishes are being done. I don't think they're coming through, but if they are, it's just people doing dishes. We're on a chill stream today. We don't care. Okay, I should probably catch up on chat. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Oh, you got to meet Alan. Oh, that's incredible, Mantic. That's so awesome. Playtesting Daggerheart. Like to point out that people who actually read their damn character sheets wouldn't take so long to remember damage. Oh, you got a good point, Aegis. You got a really good point. In fact, I'm going to have a video. I have a script already written, and there will be a video coming out that talks explicitly about that. What Aegis mentioned up there. I'm sorry, I'm rolling up and catching up on chat. You know, Mantic, I both agree, but I disagree on that digital sheet concept. I agree, but I disagree. Let's see. Daggerheart is a narrative first, rulings over rules. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, Mantic, I may get like Aegis and a couple folks together. Maybe Aegis, Galaxy, Grumpy. You know, people I'm familiar with. I might get them together and do a little. I don't want to sign myself up for a bunch of. I learned my lesson. I don't want to sign myself up for a big long thing again. But, you know, I might do, like, when Point 10 comes out, I'm curious enough about it and about how he's going to handle the crunch that I want to do at least, you know, like an adventure or two with, you know, people. But I'm not going to sign myself up for, like, an ongoing group type thing. Also, I may have to step away for a little bit. Oh my gosh. Tori, you haven't had that much to drink. Calm down. I may have to step away for a second. I put the timeline for the stream start in the thumbnail earlier than I normally would, and we do have medicine that we have to give Pippin. every evening. So, in fact, I'm gonna end this thread, and I am gonna pop my head out into the hall. Where are my scissors? Okay, apparently I'm gonna pop my head out into the hall, check on the cat, and get scissors. So I will be right back. Okay. Soup, please. Just microwave it. It'll be fine. He's not abused. Don't listen to a word he says. He's not abused. He's just a sweetheart, and he does nice things for me, like cook me grilled cheese and tomato soup. But you can totally microwave tomato soup. That's fine. Don't at me. Tomato soup, microwaved is totally fine. Alright, cat medicine delivered. Antibacterials, because he's got issues in his lungs. Poor thing. Oh, that's a good point, Galaxy. Aegis just says no. You do not microwave tomato soup. I do, so... 3 then. No, he's gonna make dinner for me, and I might... We'll see how long the stream goes. Where's my 3371? Okay, we're not gonna do more letters, because I'm missing my 3371. It's probably attached to another project. Do I have... See, that's the 844. Oh, I have 844 in here? Actually, I probably don't. It probably got stolen for Zapdos. I only have so many... I only have, you know, I have 1676. So when I have multiple projects, I'll take this off and go put it on another project, but then that creates sometimes a bit of an issue when I have, when I switch back and forth, which I don't normally do. That's a new thing for me. 386, 386. Okay, this one I have. Woohoo! Alright, Galaxy, you go get your snack. That's what we're about right now. We're about chilling and snacks and having a good time. Having a good time. Having a good time. Tomato soup has... what? We have different types of tomato soup, probably. You have experience. The way that you say that, Galaxy. Oh, you can't microwave it for too long, then it explodes all over the microwave. You don't want to do that. Okay. So, let's see if we go here. And then we go across. It's probably gonna work. Now we're going back to the over 2 again, and that's gonna throw me off a little bit, but... because I was just working on an over 1 last night, and now I'm doing over 2. And... yeah. Counting. We're gonna switch back over to this light color because this light color is what I have. I don't wanna run away and leave you guys again just to go fetch a color that I was not smart enough to pre-plan. Especially not when I have plenty of other colors on the ring. No, I don't have to do that specific section right now. The reason I've left the holes normally I would have gone through and done a lot of these letters by now, but the reason I left them empty is the last stitch venture I did, it was stitch count. So these are 4 times the work, and I don't get to count them. So if I do 5 of these, I actually get to count 5 of these. If I do 5 of these, yeah. And I especially can't... I could do it if I did solely these, but I can't do it if I'm mixing. Because then I wouldn't know what number of how many. So the 4x4 area right there is not great for if you're doing a stitch count based challenge. You know, stitch X number of stitches. But the challenge we're on now is a number of days challenge, so it doesn't matter how many stitches I do. It's work on X project one day and then work on X project on a different day and get so many days. So it's by the day, so I can do that's. It makes it easier to do things like my Mirabilia and that 4x4, because I cannot count the Mirabilia. It's on paper. I don't have an app to tell me. I mean, I suppose I could count it. I could sit there and literally count every stitch I do as I stitch it, but that just gets into the level of, like, redonkulous. That's not viable. It's doing something like this, where it has a little counter right there about, like, you know, how many you did, and you have a total right there. That's a lot more viable of a solution. It's one of those areas where computers really do make the difference. You know the best part about having a mean and bossy chat? I can, if need be, totally ignore you. I probably shouldn't. That's probably not good streamer etiquette and definitely not entertaining. But when push comes to shove, I will ignore all of you. But I don't like to do that because you guys are my chat and I love you. But yeah, I'm super excited about the new Daggerheart news. I got an absolute kick out of Todd Kendrick interviewing Perkins and Crawford on their Daggerheart stuff. Like, man, this must feel so surreal to them. It's like the same, but not the same. It's like the interviewee uncanny valley. Like, why do I feel this sense of deja vu? But I am excited. I actually like Kendrick's interviews and videos. And I know that some other members of the Drek panel will probably disagree with me on this, but I like Perkins and Crawford. That's true, Aegis. I do love you guys too much. I even stopped to look up just to read that comment. Aww. You guys are the best. Insert scene from K-pop where they're all like crying together. There are so many scenes in that movie that are just so quotable, so many GIF opportunities, like that. It's just so good. It's so good. The memorableness is, it's just so good. Okay, let's see, what do I have here? So I've actually already done this row too. I think one of the most entertaining scenes to me, like I can't get over it. Even the music will play in my head. One of the best scenes is the scenes where the guys walk around the corner while the girls are in the street. And then just that whole escapade is just hilarious. Like me and Steve, the first time Steve saw it, he was just laughing. We had tears in our eyes. It was so great. No more abs! The popcorn at the end. Oh my gosh. They're so unafraid to put their charm into it. And speaking of charm, you know, I was thinking about this at work while I was watching both the new Todd Kendrick video about the updates, and then also I think the channel's called Bonus Action. He was talking about some of the updates that came out of Gen Con for them, but I was thinking about it, because not only do they have Crawford and Perkins, but apparently they've got one of the guys who made the original Eberron now on their team. And it makes you like, wow, they have all of these people that are even spanning generations of D&D players. And, you know, how is that? Why is that? Like, clearly something's going on that all of those folks would leave WotC around the time that they did. And then these folks are signing up to join with Darrington Press. And also, like, you know, Daggerheart's doing really well. Is it just because of name brand recognition? I mean, arguably D&D has name brand recognition on its side. But the 2024 books definitely have not sold that well just as a product. And Daggerheart did. Is that because 2024 is too similar to 5e and everybody who saw it figured, meh, I'll just keep playing 5e, whereas Daggerheart's actually a unique product, so it's like worth buying? You know, you know, just fun things like that I've been thinking to myself. And one thing I thought of is that it's very, very clear, and it could be all for camera. I'm not, you know, gonna rule that out as a possibility. It could all be for the camera. But when Perkins and Crawford and Kendrick are all talking, when Kendrick's doing his interviews, when Mercer's doing his interviews, and then the other two folks, I don't even know their names, but they do a lot of the update videos. That's like a blonde girl, and I think he's also blonde, and a guy, and they're talking about the development of the game. There is such a level of pure joy. You know, very reminiscent of what I saw in K-pop. There's just something about the presentation that is reflected in the product, but also by those who made the product. There is this unabashed level of, like, we're just having fun. And we have this creative vision, and we're just having a good time. And not in a irresponsible way, because you hear about productions that go sideways because people are too busy goofing off or going after these auteur visions that can't make a viable product, and they end up, you know, failing at the box office or whatever. Not in like that way, but there's just such a love and a joy that is in those movies and in those products. And I think, is this the new stuff? Steve interrupted me 1 second. And you said it's rye with honey in it?
It's rye with honey and spices, aromatic spices.
Gotta say, I can smell the spices. Ooh, it also is a little bit like, it smells like it's gonna burn a lot. It lacks like some smoothness.
Not in the way you might think. It does have a burn. This is a great winter whiskey.
Oh man,
It's like a cross between like
spices.
Jack honey with Fireball and rye whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Glacier distilled.
That's exactly the combo I'm getting.
Yep.
Man, those spices be spicy. Yeah. Oh, hey, Fred. Oh, Steve. Aegis says hi.
Hi, Aegis.
Fred says Steve.
Fred.
Oh, I didn't. He left the room before I could catch Galaxies on there. But yeah, I think part of what, you know, when I watch an interview with Mercer, I get the impression that they really do love what they do. They really do love the game. They really want it to be good for the sake of being good. And they are managing to do that. Oh, cute. I have to frog all those, don't I? Because they're a half a stitch off. I have to frog all those, don't I? This is what I get for rambling. Dun, 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 this one's almost done, so actually here's what we're gonna do instead. We're going to backtrack. Hey, you get down there, you little tail. Get. The tail's not getting. There we go. In fact, get down there, tail. Get down there. Okay, you're gonna be a difficult one. Okay, fine. Shoot. And I'm just gonna pop it back up here anyways. Okay, here we go. It's actually a new ending method that I learned about not too long ago and have been using it ever since I learned about it, and it's phenomenal. Thank you, Needlebug. Shout out Karen the Needlebug. If it weren't for you, I would not know about that ending method, and I use it on every single one of my projects now. You met Margaret? Dude. Dude! Now I'm jealous. Oh goodness, Fred, I'm sorry. Honestly, I probably shouldn't just constantly call him Steve like that, because, like, you know, I use people's, like, usernames. I try to keep to people's usernames, but I don't know what else to call him, because technically he's not my husband yet, but I really loathe calling him my boyfriend, because that just sounds so high school to me. I've also referred to him as my partner in the past, which is probably, I mean, you know, that's fairly accurate, but I don't know, I just, and I'm not a pet name person, so yeah, I mean, that's how, when I'm talking to anybody I'm talking to, he is just Steve. I mean, I can even talk, even if I'm, like, chatting with a customer or something, I don't say, you know, my partner or my husband or my boyfriend, I just say the word Steve. And they either pick up by context that I'm talking about someone who's close to me or whatever, and it's also such a generic name. Like, anybody can be Steve. There's like tons of Steves in there. It's just so non-specific. Like, I'm not quite afraid of someone hunting me down in real life because they know the name Steve. So, but I probably shouldn't do that. I think about that often. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't use Steve. But the problem is on the channel, he's on the streams in particular, he's almost become a character on his own right at this point. I just say Steve, and most of you guys know who I'm referring to. PCW. I don't know that I followed the acronyms there correctly, Fred. I'm not sure what Fred was trying to say. But I do get you on the phone part. In fact, I hate when there's like live streams like the Tuesday live stream or Game Masters live stream when I'm able to be there, like any of those live streams, I have this thing where I have to be on like a computer as much as I can, because if I'm on my phone, I guarantee you something will get mistyped, like there'll be an N instead of a space or something silly like that. Now I hope it was those that were messed up and not these over here. I don't think these are the ones that are messed up. Yeah, I don't think these are the ones that are messed up. I think the other ones were. It does, Seraphis. It does, though, doesn't it? Like, when you get to a point where you're an adult living together and or having kids or whatever, it's like you just the word girlfriend and boyfriend just don't seem adequate in my book. It just doesn't. It's just not right. Although apparently Steve refers to me as his girlfriend all the time, but I think where he works, that's the language. My wife or my girlfriend it's like, that's just how people talk. Okay, so we got down. See, now dun 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 is stuck in my head. All the letters get messed up. I saw in the whoop, and I dropped my needle. Good job, Tori. Good grief. Oh, I hate when I drop my needle. Ugh, it can be such a pain to try and find it. I have to like stand up. Sometimes I have to get a magnet or a flashlight. Oh, there it is. Thank goodness. Needle. Okay. So if we got those three done, so now we're going to come over here. We're going to grab, because I don't think I have 310. Actually, you know what I might try to do? Depending on what I have. It's 168. Let's see if I can finish some of these pieces. Let's see if I can finish this up in here if I have any of those colors. Because, like, I'm kind of over the... There's my good 10. What is up? I don't know if it's 450... 450... 5, 4, 436, 453. I'm missing my 453. I'm missing everything, apparently. 828, 612... What about this guy? 927? Do I have 927? 927. I have this one. Okay. Yeah, I saw watching in the news today about that, the transformation cards they talked about, which was okay, which was neat. Like, that's cool. I'm not like jumping up and down excited about it. I've not been a fan of having those kinds of things in my game, like vampires and werewolves, like templates like that. But, you know, I understand that a lot of tables do, and it's cool that the feature is there should I ever want it. So that's cool. Sorry, I'm dealing with a knot right now. Pseudo knot. So the fact that they did that, that's cool. Come on. The thing that got my attention was the class pack announcement. Because when you think about it, that is a 200% Magic the Gathering as part of as a subset of a TTRPG, and it's brilliant. Like, they're gonna make so much money. They're channeling the MTG crowd a bit, but not exactly. And at the same time, they're providing a valuable service to players. Because, like, I have one set of cards. So, like, my in-person group only has 2 people in it, okay? It's not big. And yet, they pick the same ancestry. So they have to share the ancestry cards. So now, I mean, not now, I think it's on Kickstarter. But when it comes out, all they have to do is pick up a pack, right? And then now they don't have to necessarily share, and it might not be the ancestry, but, like, they don't have to share domain cards or such. Like, they have their own cards, but they don't have to buy the whole system if they're just a player. You know what I mean? So you're selling cards, you're you're feeding the collector crowd, you're helping the players in certain situations, you're kind of sort of helping the DM, because you're also making it to where yes, the DM probably is going to have the whole system, and thus all the cards, but also, I don't know, it's just like a win-win-win-win-win-win, and it's probably going to make them a ton of money, and I think it's devious, and I love it. Like, it's so clever, because it's very clearly a money-making thing, but it's presented so benignly. It's like, you can't hate them for it. Like, yeah, I would pay for that. Alright, my dinner showed up, so I am gonna kind of eat dinner on the side here. Oh, also there's cat ears sticking up behind my desk. Oh, now they're gone. Let's see. Hey, Lulu. How are you? No, you probably don't like that bright light at home. Are you a little kitten? Yes? Are you Lulu? Okay. Yes, dinner. Dinner for me is, in fact, I can probably, that's dinner. It's grilled cheese. It smells amazing, and I'm so excited. And soup. Got fresh soup over here. What's not to love? Yeti! Oh, the soup is very hot, though. So, yeah. Now that I'm not stitching for a hot second while I catch up on some dinner, I can catch up on some chat. How are you guys doing? What TTRPG news has been happening of late that's got your attention? You heard all about mine. What about yours? Kitty, that was Lulu Kitty. She's the long hair. She's the one that hid for 2 to 3 days. We basically didn't see her for 48 hours after we adopted her, but now she's out and about. She's not the one with the lung problems, though. Pippin is the one with the lung problems. And just for a glance, you see, yeah, there he is. That's Pippin. Over there. Down you go. Pippin has the most unique... He is a short hair. Oh, he just went into the milk box. Oh, I'm so excited. I've been trying to get them to like that thing since we bought it. And they've never gone into it. Look. Ah, and I have it on film. I have footage. I have footage of one of the cats going into the milk box. I'm so excited. Pippin is the one with the lung problem. Sorry for the camera shake. It tends to, like, lock in place. Pippin is the one with the lung issues, though. Hello. Don't you torture him in there. You leave him alone. Let him rest. If he wants to sit in the milk box, he can sit in the milk box. Yeah, I went back and watched Game Master's video about said article, and I think I'm missing something. Maybe you can shed some light on this. Anyone in chat who's familiar, I know Gauze will probably certainly have an opinion about it, but, like, what? I don't understand the big deal about the video. Like, what? The article they reviewed in that video. All I heard, so I must have missed something. All I heard was, we're gonna do better in the future, guys. I don't understand what the announcement was. I don't understand what the, you know, what was the topic of discussion. Like, was something announced or released in that article that I missed? Cyber Enhancer C. Actually, Seraphis, if you just dropped in mid-chat, the first, like, 20 minutes of this stream, give or take, was me yakking on about that Todd Kendrick video. And I'm super excited because I'm a Daggerheart girly, and I'm a Perkins fan, and I'm a Crawford fan. I stick my tongue out at you. You are more than welcome to disagree with me, but I like them. And I like Daggerheart, so. Oh, you made a response video, Goths? Okay. But what was the announcement? Like, what was the subject? I mean, if I understand correctly, Cypher System was actually one of the influences. So they took, you know, mechanics that they liked about that game when they made Daggerheart, which, I mean, a lot of great stuff has just been a mix of previous stuff, right? So... And didn't Monty Cook did something else, right? Oh wait, not a video, no, a response to GM's, oh, a reply in the comments, okay. I may have to go read that, because I was just trying to get an understanding of what the subject was, because, and I was like doing other stuff with the video playing in the background, so I very well may have missed a huge important thing, but like, literally all I heard was the guy who, if I'm following, is like the new CEO of Wizards, like that guy, just basically wrote a blog post in D&D Beyond saying, hey, I love the game and I want to do better for you guys. But like, that to me isn't news. Oh, has Monty Cook worked on those things, or is he like a lead on those things? Because I know Vampire, I think is that Vampire the Masquerade? Or just Vampire, I mean there's a video game that's like similar, but... Okay, so he was a writer that worked on it, but he wasn't like the dude responsible for... Oh, no, the new franchise director, not a new CEO. Well, Does WotC even have a CEO if they're owned by another company, maybe? I'm probably showing my inexperience here, but... So Monty Cook is basically the guy that, like that other guy that Game Masters interviewed, has like worked for every TTRPG company of note on planet Earth. Which makes me wonder, you know, when I watched that interview video, I don't remember the dude's name, but he was listing off like all the places that he's worked. And it's like, what have you done to both be so valuable that every single one of these companies wants you, but also be in such a spot where every single one of these companies let you go at some point? Like, to me, that's that's a story in and of itself. Like, how do you end up working for every single one of these companies? I mean, obviously you do it over time on a timeline, but like, the fact that you worked for all of them means you also left all of them. Alright, Fred, thank you so much for joining. Have a good Friday when we get there. We'll get there. We've got a couple more hours to go, like 12-ish. Well, technically less than that if you're counting midnight, but yeah, we got a bit to go. But hey, have a great day at work. Thanks for stopping by. Steve's playing Minecraft and I'm almost a little bit jealous, but I need to get my mod pack more on lock. Alright, half a sandwich done, half more to go. And then we can get back to stitching, but I mean, grilled cheese, it takes precedence. How could it not? I mean, Look at that, perfect. I didn't make this, Steve made this, but that is a perfect grilled cheese right there. Steve's actually a really good cook. He doesn't always cook, but when he does, it's like executed to perfection. Even little things like grilled cheese to more complicated meals. He's good at everything he wants to cook. Oh wait, he isn't, he's the head of D&D, not, oh. C-suite tempering. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I get the feeling that that's exactly, no one's saying anything out loud because they're all professional to do so, but come on. All those guys leaving WotC at the time that they did, that speaks to me of like, okay, and then not just retiring, but then immediately signing on with another company. That feels like C-suite stuff. You know, creative differences, the catch-all phrase for a lot of stuff. Well, that's right, though. WotC is more than just D&D. So the guy that did that post was the quote-unquote head of D&D. Yeah. It's interesting. I'm glad that I'm getting like some insights and some thoughts from people, because it's helping fill in the gaps of my own knowledge when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I think with Sly Flourish did a video a while back about how the TTRPG industry, or not the industry, but the TTRPG hobby is really an amalgamation or conglomerate of sub-hobbies. You have roleplay as a hobby, you have writing as a hobby, you have game design as a hobby, you have cosplay as a hobby, you have world building as a hobby, I mean, people like map making, I mean, people make whole hobbies out of just one aspect of the TTRPG whole. And he made the argument that one of these sub-hobbies is what he calls D&D punditry, or basically the following the news, the following the game makers, the following them, you know, where they are, where they're working, what they're working on, and all of the gossip and rumors and all of that related to the company side of things. Like, that's a hobby, that's a sub-hobby in and of itself. And you can engage in that, and you can also separate that and engage in just playing TTRPGs with your friends and have nothing to do with that. Like, you can kind of do both. And so I feel like that's a really good explanation, and I feel like I kind of do a little bit of that where I don't really let all of that stuff influence my games. Like, once I sit down at the table, it becomes a totally different thing, but there is a part of me that kind of enjoys following the news and following along and all of that stuff. Yeah, I can see that if they're trying to rebuild, if they're you know, it's time to kind of clean house, it's kind of time to rebuild. I would argue I don't know about when Chris left WotC and went in elsewhere, but I will say that I would consider 5th edition successful, like from a business standpoint, and you know, people might disagree with me on that, but from a sort of person on the outside looking in with limited knowledge at a kind of more of the normie perspective that I see myself as, 5th edition was wildly successful. So I don't know where that falls on your timeline that you mentioned there, Goss, but I feel like the decline of D&D came during the back half of 5th edition. Yeah, Essie was very successful. Later, really, yeah, the back half of D&D, when they started, like, probably right before, and I have no, when it comes to WotC releases, I have no sense of timeline because I don't buy I homebrew everything. I don't buy modules. I don't buy extra content from companies. Once I have the core rulebooks, I have everything I need. I'm done with that company. So that's why I can sit here and watch it like entertainment, because it doesn't affect me in any way. But I think it was somewhere around like maybe Spelljammer-ish. I don't know. There was like this weird point in time, kind of either right before the OGL. I mean, the OGL didn't help, but there was more than just that. And it was just it was like the company kept rolling Nat ones over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then they announced the new edition. And then I had this feeling of like, oh, is the new edition going to be a new Leaf? And then the new edition launched, and or when they first announced 1D&D, I was like, hey, is this going to be a new Leaf for them? And then after more information, like more time went by, more information came out, my interest just waned. And I just got to this point where I was like, this just doesn't feel. And then right around that time in my personal journey, right smack dab at the start of that feeling of, I don't know about this, that's when DC-20 popped in. And of course, now that I've opened up the try other systems can of worms, well, now I'm probably not going back, because I have no hate for 5e. A lot of people who are like me, who don't like, we don't hate it, it's just we have other things we're more interested in currently. Oh, Strixhaven. That sounds familiar. That would make, isn't that right around the time that, like, the next because, well, if I remember correctly, Strixhaven wasn't exactly a popular release. Like, people got it and they were kind of like, and then it just went downhill continuously from there. Or was Strixhaven, now that I think about it, I think I remember someone in a YouTube video saying that Strixhaven was like the beginning of the end. Does that sound about right? Third party influence and length of time? Oh, Strixhaven was wildly successful. But was it well received? Because I think I remember watching a video of someone that, saying that describing it as the beginning of the end, or like that's when the creativity started to have problems, because wasn't there something in there that people like didn't like? Or am I, because of course there's success and then there's how does the community feel about it? I mean, if you take a look at Disney remakes, they make money. They don't make enough money, but they make, money. But then everybody everywhere online complains about it like it's the worst thing ever. And it's like, yeah, well, they still made X million dollars, so apparently somebody went to see it. Anyway, so maybe that wasn't the best example, but my point is that there can be a difference between what reviews are saying on the internet and, how people in the community feel, and the and the actual success level of a thing. Disney, yeah, probably not the best examples. They don't make money. They don't make money in the terms of being able to recoup their losses, but they make money in terms of somebody somewhere actually bought tickets and went and watched that thing because it pulled in. They may have spent $20 million and they only made $15 million. But if you take a step back from movieism, 10 million is still 10 million. AKA, people went and watched it to some degree. Anyways, we probably should get away from the Disney movie part. But if you guys say that Strixhaven was successful, then I will believe you, because you do know more than me in a lot of ways. Hello, penguin. Yes. You hopped in just in time. I just finished dinner. Everybody sat here and patiently stared at a still camera view of my stitching while I ate my delicious grilled cheese sandwich because I was really hungry and it smelled really good. But now we're back to the actual stitching. So you came in at the right time to see more interesting things happen. Yes, gods, I know. That's a little bit why I want to maybe steer away from it a little bit. Let's. We're in Toryland, and Toryland is a naturally positive place. To a degree. Nah. Okay, so hold on. I've done these ones. That one. This one. Yeah, I did have, and I know what game I want to do next, but it's gonna require a little more setup than what I'm used to. So that's part of the reason why we're like doing Guild Wars 2 and stitching, and we're just kind of breaking the mold a little bit here. Because, yeah, that game's gonna require work and effort, and I've been stitching instead. That's one of the nice things about my channel not being a source of income or my job. I have the freedom to kind of like do what I want and chill with you guys. I don't have to like push things. I don't need sponsors. Except patience. I do need patience from you guys because having it not be my full-time job means I have to like actually do a full-time job, which means like I can't spend every waking moment creating content. Boy, that looks so wrong. That stitch looks so messed up. It's not messed up, but it looks messed up. Bump the mic. Bump the mic. I am using a Q-snap. I was on a hoop. The fact that you even know that term tells me that you're a stitcher. So I am excited to see you here. Most of my community are all TTRPG players. They're all D&D players. So it's actually kind of really cool to have someone who is a stitcher actually be in the chat with me. So I super appreciate you being here, Penguin. I actually recently had a conversation with my sister because I had been using a hoop for these smalls. I have a Millennium frame. I have three. Actually, I have three now. I have a Millennium frame, a Millennium stand, and for larger projects, but then I have like, you know, a couple of smalls. And all my smalls were in hoops. And then Beth's like, oh, Q-snaps are better than hoops. And I'm like, hoops are just fine. Why don't you like hoops? And she goes, well, they don't hold the tension. And I'm like, they hold the tension just fine. It's not a problem. And then they have less edging. Like the thing with a Q-snap is you have to have all the material to like go all the way around enough to where it can actually grab, whereas a hoop you don't really need all that extra material on all your sides. And some of my pieces of fabric are really small. Oh yes, I love where your brain is at with that one kind of like, oh yes, why can't we be both? I love where your head's at, Penguin. Anyway, so she talked me into it, and then I realized that you don't actually need the fabric to go like all the way around. You just need it to go about like probably about like here, and then you can in fact the bottom of this project is a great example. Like that's the edge of the fabric, and yet this clip will still grip it. It'll still hold. So I kind of, because of her, I pulled my Q-snaps back out, and I was like, well, okay, fine, I'll give it a try. And then now I'm like, oh gosh, she was right. The Q-snaps are so much better. This tension is so much better than my hoop. It was a really funny moment. And then of course I had to text her back and like, you're right, Q-snaps are better. And she got to laugh at me, but she earned it. Woohoo! Yes. Yes, this is a sticker that I bought on a D&D kind of merchandise fun website that does like stickers and things. I paid for the sticker so that I could at least support the company since I was using their image. And then I took the JPG off the website, or the JPG, what the? I took the PNG off the website and ran it through Floss Cross, created the pattern, pattern keeper, in the background there, and then voila, I have for every single one of my players. Because Steve always plays an artificer, if he can, if the system has it. But for all intents and purposes, artificer is Steve and Steve is artificer. Like they are, that class was made for him. And then the other player played a rogue, and then I had a sorcerer and a ranger. I have completed rogue, I have completed sorcerer. In fact, old live streams on the channel have me working on those two projects. In fact, I even finished sorcerer on a live stream, so there's actual footage of me finishing that project. And so Artificer is next, and then Ranger is last. I have not done Ranger yet, but once I do Ranger, they will all be covered. And what's funny is 2 of those players don't even play with us anymore. But they're getting a class cross-stitch anyways. Floss Cross, it's a website, Aegeus. Floss Cross is actually a website where you can upload an image, like a PNG or a JPEG, and it'll turn it into a cross-stitch pattern. There's, you know, some finagling you do where you might colors and size and this and that and the other thing, but in general, you upload an image and it turns it into a cross-stitch project, which is why I went ahead and bought the stickers from the company, because, you know, I'm technically using their, you know, their image. I figured it's the least I could do, plus the stickers weren't that expensive. Oh, my needle. I need to clean my needle. Clean the needle. Yep, T and Sis was correct about something. If you don't have a Q-snap, they're very inexpensive, and I have several of them. I have a bunch that are all taken apart and folded up and that I'm not using, but after that last discussion with my sister, both my smalls, both Zapdos and this, are on a Q-snap now, because they really do, the tension really is better. And I don't worry about a Grime Guard. Like, I don't go crazy with it. I mean, sometimes you see people with these, like, really elaborate setups. I just have, it's just the clips. I don't worry about, I don't even put fabric underneath. I don't worry about it. I have used a Q-snap on a full coverage before, where the stitching goes underneath the clip. Both of those came out fine. There's no issue with anything as far as that goes. Yeah. I actually am reinvigorated with my love of Q-snaps. I gotta mark off what I've done here, though. And then, yeah, this is 2/2 on 28. And then down here, I have 1/1. Because I do all of the letters in 1/1 and then the rest 2/2. Alright, so I have done all of those. So far we've done 59 stitches. Which is not a lot. I feel like that number should be higher for how long I've been here. But I did stop to eat grilled cheese. So Penguin, are you like a smalls person? Are you like a full coverage person? Are you a Mirabilia person? Are you like a Shadowling person? Like D, all of the above? E, you have no clue what a Shadowlane is? And I've only ever heard English speakers say the name. So I have no idea about like how it would be said. I'm saying it that way, but I've only ever heard people with an English accent actually say the brand name there, the designer name. Big Man project I started a year ago. I have to figure out what 2 threads I had combined for the grass. Oh, so were you doing like a 2/2 type situation, or like a 2/1 on a higher count type thing? And it had 1 thread of one color and 1 of another? Mira has that, and boy did it throw me through a loop. Because my what is it, Royal Games 1 and Royal Games 2 are the 2 patterns I want to do, but Royal Games 1 is actually technically the name of the pattern. I refer to it as Mira. And it freaking, I decided to do the thing where you do the skin in 1/1. But obviously the pattern is designed to be 2/2. The pattern is designed for regular stitches all the way across. And so I got to the skin, I did the 1/1, and it's like, oh, do a stitch with these two colors, and you're supposed to do, you know, with the two colors, and I'm like, oh no, how do I do this 1/? So what I ended up having to do was have two needles with two colors, where I do one half of the stitch in one color, so I just do one like a tent stitch, like all the way down, and then I take the other needle with the other color and all the. It's like, it's fun, but it's also kind of needlessly complicated in a way. Like, why did I do this to myself? Why couldn't you just give me like a third floss color that is equivalent to these two colors mixed together visually, or close enough? You know what I mean? Why did you have to have me actually mix colors? Smalls are good. I have two smalls, a Mirabilia, and one full coverage currently. Because, and I'm about to start another one as soon as I finish one of the other smalls. By the way, all of the full coverages I've done, the finished piece, like the biggest one I've done, the finished piece is like probably like 10, not even, probably more like 8 to 10 inches by like maybe 12 inches. I'm not sure that in metric, but like it's a full coverage, but they're not like ginormous. All of my projects are, and that was my largest project. I don't have, all my others are smaller than that. So I kind of feel you a little bit on like the, you know, like I like to actually finish things. And then also, what kind of, I'm just asking because you're like another stitchy person, but because I have keepers. I have Annie's keepers. So like, are you a bobbin person? Are you a thread keeper person? So you combine two of one color and one of another all in one needle for a slightly variegated look. So wait, so is that like 3 over something? 2 of one color, like a 2 over, and then 1 of another color. So were you stitching with 3 threads? I've never done that. I've only ever done 2. I feel like if I ever tried to do 3 on any of my counts, it would end up way too puffy. Oh, sit down. Need the keepers. Dude, I love my keepers. My sister and my aunt tried to home make their own when I bought mine. I mean, at first they were like, we were all bobbin people. And then I found the Teresa Little Stitcher video about them. And I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm sold. I'm getting these. And I ordered a sample pack. And then I was trying to explain them to my aunt and my sister. And they were kind of like, no, we're cool. We're bobbins. I don't want to get involved in a whole nother system. I don't know. And then, I finally was able to like, no, here's what I'm talking about. Like, here's how it works. And I showed them a part of the video. And then it was like a cat with its ears perked up. They were like, ooh. And then they tried to make their own version of it. Ooh, this isn't quite right. Something's not. Oh no, wait, that is right. This is the part that's not right. Hang on. What are you? Oh, you're just the same color. Okay, so we can just go straight across. Okay. Oh, for embroidery. I have not done embroidery, but my grandma does. I've never even done a back stitch, but I'm gonna have to learn to finish Mira. I'm gonna have to learn how to bead to finish Mira. I'm simultaneously looking forward to and dreading that. You always, oh, okay, so you always use 2 for cross stitch. The lighter color was overwhelming the darker one, so I went with 3 for the grass specifically. Okay. I saw little notifications on my phone, so I believe that would probably be you posting the pictures that you mentioned. Because now I'm curious, so let me set this down and find my mouse next to my dinner plate. And pull up the Discord over here. Switch. Let's see. Oh wow, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I missed apparently. There's stuff in the chat, in the game table, in the art gallery. Okay, that was Aegis. Okay, so it isn't... Wow, people have been talking in the main hall and I've been missing out. I was getting too many notifications. I mean, my phone was blowing up constantly. Oh, Aegis, I just saw the Bardic aggravation that you posted in the Bard's Corner. Now I'm gonna go watch that immediately after this stream is over. Cause like, now I'm intrigued. We'll post in 5. Perfect. Well, I'll have the art gallery up so that I can see what you're referring to when you get that far. Oh, eating now, yeah. Yeah, I love my keepers. They are phenomenal. And the start and stop methods I use the loop start method because I'm stitching with 2 most of the time. When I don't have a loop because it's a cut piece, or if I'm doing the 1/1 section. In the original mini-series that Teresa Little Stitcher did for the Cross Stitch for Beginners mini-series, in episode 5, which is not like the 5A one that she did, but just the first episode 5 when she starts that full coverage, I see her use a start-stop method that I have been using ever since. I think that it has received some criticism for not being, like, you know, stable or not being secure, but I've never had a problem with it coming undone, so I see no reason to change that. It's, like, very nice and very simple because I'm really not fond of the waist knot style, or the tuck style, because I can't always turn my project around. So I use loop start or I use that start method. And then the finish method I use now is a new method that I picked up from Needlebug a short while back, where basically you sort of stitch your stitch kinda backwards, and then you just like tuck underneath it so it looks like a normal stitch that you did, but it's actually done in such a way where it's a bit backwards and it like holds it all together. It's pretty cool. I didn't believe it. When I first saw her do that method, I was like, there's no way this holds. This makes no sense. Oh, that's 453. We don't have 453. Wow. There is a lot of confetti in this thing, so let's just go down the list, shall we? Let's see. It's a good vid. What? I got distracted by Aegis. What's a good vid? Oh, that Bardic aggravation video. Yeah. It's really interesting because I wouldn't have thought that Daggerheart would be for them. The thing about Daggerheart that's so fantastic, like there's a lot about it that's really fantastic to me and my group, well, and to obviously tons and tons and tons of people because the darn thing has been selling out in every store known to man. But the thing that's really cool about it is that it doesn't try to be anything other than what it is. It wants to be a narrative focused, you know, kind of a little bit theater kid type game, and it's happy to do that. It doesn't try to appeal to crunchy people. It doesn't try to be crunch. If you're a crunchy person, it doesn't try to. It knows exactly what it is. It knows what it wants to be, and it just does that unapologetically, and it just lets itself be that. And if you like it, great. They hope you do because they want to sell copies. But if you don't like it, that's fine. It's not trying. I don't think it's trying to be the everything game. At least I don't get that impression from it. And it's not necessarily going to be for everyone, because I can definitely see it is very much a rulings over rules, and not everybody likes that. Sometimes people want the certainty that comes with a lot of crunch or a lot of rules. Sometimes people like knowing exactly what they can do, exactly what they can't do. They don't like being given open sandbox, have fun, here you go. They need more direction than that. They need some stability. So a game that's like super open, or like initiative roles, you know, some players want initiative roles because they want to plan, they want to know who's gonna go next, or the initiative role might factor into their plan in some way. But then you got other players that like, initiative roles just slow things down. If I didn't have to worry about this stupid initiative, I would have done this, so-and-so would have done this, so-and-so would have done that, but now we can't. We can't in that order that we want to because, you know, a dice roll. So there's different points of view. And I don't know, I always got the impression that the Bardic Aggravation guys were more like, they liked their crunch. Not like tons of it, but you know, that they enjoyed that part of it. Definitely have to watch the video for sure, and I have to get in here without splitting the thread. Dang it! I took the tail with. Bad juju. Alright. Unacceptable. This probably could just got pulled too tight, to be honest. Probably people with the tism. You mean people who like crunch, or I don't know, people are different and they like different things. I mean, you don't like 5e, you really don't like Crawford and Perkins. Specifically, at least I recall you saying that, Seraphis. At least I believe I recall you saying that. But at the same time, like, I do. I mean, sometimes, you know, people just like different things. I mean, look at, some of the stories that I've heard from Goth's games. I mean, to hear the stories, you know, his player style and DM style is, like, nowhere near what I would find entertaining or enjoy. Like, I would not enjoy that at all. But he does. You know, so people are different in that way. Mind you, this is just going off of, you know, stories I've heard. I've never actually played with Goths, but I get the feeling that we're two different kinds of gamers. Hey, there's a Pippin. Maybe we can get a better shot of Pippin. Although I'm still super stoked that he went into the box, because we bought that box and no one has gone into it. There. There's a Pippin. Hey, buddy. Hey, Pippin. How are you doing? You don't get to see the awesomeness that is his tail, though. He is quintessentially a short-haired cat. Except his tail. He's a black short hair, but his tail is a russet brown long tail poofy tail. We call it the feather duster tail. I mean, literally, like, for some reason the tail all the way back is like he's like a Persian or something. It's just like poofy as heck, but the rest of him, short hair cat. He has the most interesting coloring I think I've ever seen, and it's so pretty and so cool. The spot on his arm that you saw is from his hospitalization. That's probably where they had the IV. He had to be hospitalized overnight. But we did get to take him back home early because he did really well. I had to shave the fur to put the IV in there. Okay, let's see. 1, 2... Actually, should be here. 2... I'm just probably gonna go ahead and park that there because I don't trust my counting on over 2. I really don't. Alright, next, we're just gonna fill this in, you know, 2 stitches at a time if we have to. Oh, that's 453 now. 453, right? I don't have 453, so I'm not doing that particular stitch. 945. I don't have 945. Okay, there we go. Oh, my bloody colors. Shunk. Yay! Yes. You know, yeah, I mean, and sometimes people, I mean, I can't say you're wrong about the tism aspect, but I feel like there's like a Venn diagram, or maybe that's not the best word, but like tism might be in there, but that, like, a square is a rectangle and a rectangle is not a square. You know, you might enjoy the rules and the certainty that comes from rules, but just because you do enjoy that does not mean you have a tism. But you could. I mean, that could be a real thing, but it's not a guarantee. I was not diagnosed with the actual tism, but I share many symptoms with it because of the thing I was diagnosed with. And also because I've, like, kind of studied it for a bit. For quite a while. You might even say years. But, that is neither here nor there. People just have different tastes in general. I mean, I don't like Chinese food. Doesn't mean anything, it just means I don't like Chinese food. Some might call that sacrilegious. I don't like Chinese food. I mean, I'll eat it. It's not, like, horrible, you know, if everyone's like, we're gonna get Chinese food, or something like that, I'm like, okay, but I'm not excited. Like, I would much rather have something that is not Chinese food to eat. I'll eat it if it's put in front of me. It's not horrible, it's just, you know, not the preference. Kind of like my, that's kind of like my TTRPG systems, actually. It's like, could I go back to 5e? Yeah, I could. We could still have plenty of fun with that. I could do 5e, it's fine. But the preference is not 5e right now. Okay, so that's 1, 2. Okay, we're gonna park that there because I do not trust my counting on over 2. Oh, there you go, Penguin. Confirmed. See, the funny thing, Penguin, is I'm not a theater kid. Like, I'm not. I'm also not a Critical Role fan. I never watched their campaigns. I don't know anything about their characters. I know the name Matt Mercer because I'm a GM, and if you're a GM and you have ever even tiptoed online, you've heard the name Matt Mercer. But that's about it. Some friends of mine, friends of mine / my other players, were really into the cartoon, the Vox Machina cartoon, and they said I should watch it. And then one of them made a player based on one of those characters, so I decided to watch it to see what what influenced their choice of character. And then I really enjoyed it. Haven't finished it. We went like 6 episodes or so. But we really enjoyed what we did see, but I'm not exactly the biggest, like, oh my gosh, Critical Role. None of those things. I knew Daggerheart was in beta a long time ago because it was announced, and then I never heard anything about it again. I didn't play the beta, I didn't follow it. I am not the target audience for Daggerheart. I am not part of that crowd at all. And when it released, I saw a video, then I saw the Ginny D video, and then I went, domains? What? Ooh, I like that wheel. That's interesting. Cards? Okay. Well, let's find out more about this. And then I watched another video, and then another, and then another, and then another, and by like the 4th one in, I was like, I'm gonna try this system. I want to see this system. And then someone was kind enough to send me the PDF because I was talking to them about it. And then I started reading the PDF and I'm like, oh my god, I love this system. And then I ran it once and then I'm like, oh my god, I love this system. So yeah. It might not appeal to everybody, but it certainly is capable of appealing to other people, not just theater kids. Because it often gets that $7.90. It often gets that thrown at it. You know, a lot of YouTube videos kind of it earned this unwritten catchphrase of the TTRPG for theater kids. Like they never said that, but it got labeled with that, I think. But I don't think I think you can enjoy it even if you're not a theater kid. Was that a Pippin noise? That was a Pippin noise. Where you at, buddy? Hey, buddy. Okay, buddy. I have the music playing for you guys that so far has not gotten me in trouble, YouTube-wise, but I'm actually listening to something else, which is one of my favorite things to stitch to and listen to, but I'm not going to play it for you guys because there's like a bunch of talking and stuff, and that would not sound good with my talking. Oh shoot, I messed up. I looked up for a split second. Critter, semi-ashamedly, watched every episode starting from Campaign 1. I've watched every one-shot, all of Candela Obscura. Nice. You know, as long as you're not one of the critters that makes GMs have nightmares, then we're cool. Obviously, there is the oh-so-infamous coined phrase, the Matt Mercer effect, and I have not encountered people who have done this to me, but I have heard that like this is a real thing that happens where players show up to a table and Critical Role has influenced their perception, their expectation, all of that kind of stuff. And I mean, there's a reason why there's like pretty much an entire section of YouTube dedicated to how to combat the Matt Mercer effect. Like, you know you've had an impact when there's a section of YouTube talking about you. But, how to combat it, how to deal with it, how to, you know, warning players to be careful about it, that kind of thing. But from what I saw from the animated cartoon, I could see why people would like it. I mean, it was just good story, interesting world, interesting characters. Like, it was genuinely compelling. Yeah, my in-person group is definitely more roleplay than dice rolling. And yet, Daggerheart simultaneously figures out a way to have it be more narrative and less, like, rules, but simultaneously have more dice rolling, like actual physical, like getting to pick up your math rocks and roll them. And I love it. I love that dice are more included. Like, we get to roll just more in general. So it feels like we get to use the things that we spent money on. We get to use the cool, shiny math rocks that we're so excited about. But yeah, they're loving it so far. They really like the spotlight as opposed to the initiative. Because what happens is when, at least for them, you know, roll for initiative. Okay, so-and-so goes first. Okay. Well, while so-and-so is taking their turn, everybody else at the table just kind of tunes out a little bit. And not to that, I mean, yes, good players will pay attention no matter what, but I can understand. Like, it's hard not to. Heck, even in some of like the live stream one-shots I've done, even I've had a hard time staying on point when it's someone else's turn. Like, I'm trying to pay attention, but I can't help it. Like, there's nothing for me to do, and nothing that happens during this person's turn is really going to have an impact on me. I mean, it might, maybe kind of a little, but it just, I don't know, it's way too easy to tune out. And with the spotlight system the way it is, I'm not going to be able to make that. With the spotlight system the way it is, they got the chance to... Like, one of them had Vicious Entangle. So the other one was like, okay, I'm going to use Vicious Entangle. Because they're like, you know, I'm like, you can go in any order that you want. And the other one was like, well, I want to shoot a fireball at it. Why don't I shoot the fireball at it and then I can set it on fire? And then the other one was like, and there's only 2 of them. And the other one was like, well, if I cast my Vicious Entangle, then I can get it to, then I can hold it still, which might, you know, would make it easier to hit. And so the 2 of them were like 100% more engaged in what was going on because they had to determine their own order and they had to, yeah, K-pop is amazing. I just looked up and saw Mantic's message. Let's see. I love Critical Role. PG D&D podcast. Yeah, I got distracted by chat, I'm sorry guys. And this stupid little tail that is like sticking out in my project and bugging me. Where was I going with that? I completely lost my train of thought. Mantic, you lost my train of thought. Okay, this is like, what in the world is going on down there? But yeah, they really enjoyed playing. They enjoyed the freedom of the you know, just deciding what they wanted to do. They also really enjoyed the concept that there is no, like, okay, everybody stop, time to roll initiative, time to introduce the dice and the numbers portion of the game. You know, Final Fantasy screen, Pokemon enter battle mode style. They actually really liked that it just kept going. It just kept going. There was no moment where we stopped and went like, oh, we're in combat now, I guess. It just continued from where it already was. And that allowed for a lot more of this sort of medium zone where we weren't exactly in combat, but we weren't exactly not in combat. There wasn't just one or the other. It wasn't, you know, out of combat, in combat, like a binary. And I'm sure other systems do that too. And I'm sure that there's, you know, homebrew and rules and techniques and this and that. There's all kinds of stuff to deal with that in other systems. This is not exclusive to Daggerheart or anything, but I just am a fan of it, and it happens to be built into Daggerheart. But yes, Mantic K-pop Demon Hunters is amazing. Oh, brr, hello? Hi. Brr, hello. Yes, are you here to get pets? Oh, you're both here to get pets. Okay. Are you both here to, are you okay with the light? If you're okay with the light, then stole his pets. Short hair cat, feather duster tail. See what I mean? Oh goodness. There. More footage of our beloved Pippin. Before quicker encounters in other situations. I mean, that would make sense. Like I said, there's mechanics, there's like house rules, there's insert whatever word you want to use here. There's solutions to the particular thing that I'm talking about, that it's not like system specific. It just happens to be a thing that I'm a fan of, that Daggerheart also has. I mean, I'm a fan of Daggerheart because I'm a fan of like the this and that and that and that and that and that, and we can just go down the list. And the fact that all of those things come together in one nifty little package, like, that's what I'm a fan of. Okay, so we're gonna do... I'm gonna have to deal with that tail at some point eventually, like, there's no getting out of this. Dun, 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 dun. Well, that's probably good enough. Okay. So we did this one, this one, this one, this one. And now we're gonna do... So I'd have to eat that. I mean, you could also, you know, use the skill challenge technique for... Like, if you wanted to have a fight and you didn't want to go into full initiative, you could just do a skill challenge. Because skill challenges are like... Skill challenges are really, really cool, and they're so... You could use them for anything and everything. I mean, they are... It's actually kind of wild. Because you can zoom them out in a broad way, like the map clearing example he said, where you're like, okay, you're crossing the desert, this is a skill challenge now. Or you can do it in a minute way, where you're just doing like a social, quote-unquote social encounter, which is, you know, here you go, here's a skill challenge for convincing person. Or you could do, like, I mean, you can plus or minus the scale of skill challenges to equal just about anything your heart desires. You know, Gary with Roll With Us DMs used a 3-layer skill challenge for a boss fight. I mean, you could do it with anything. Social encounters are one of those funny things where I still don't understand. Like, I've seen a lot of people in like YouTube videos and such talk about social encounter mechanics. And I'm sitting over here like, what mechanics? You mean you roll dice in a social encounter? Is that a thing? Because the people that I play with are like, they don't roll dice to determine if they convince somebody. They tell me, my character points out this, my character says this, I'm gonna bring up XYZ, like they do not roll to convince people, they just straight up convince people. And it's usually really smart, really clever, and in very rare situations does it not work. But that's because the players themselves are that smart and clever. Like they came up with that, and it's just so good. Like, I have a good time. And one of my players is a veteran and hunter and ninjutsu, owns his own dojo. So it's like, there's a lot of situations where we're not rolling skill checks, he's just telling me what he's doing, and he 100% applies real world. I mean, we're talking like makeshift bomb crafting and trap setting and forest navigation, all of which he's had to do IRL. So every time we sit down and play, and it's something like that, he's like describing like step by step exactly what he's doing. But it's so good I can't not. And it's also a little bit part of the fantasy for him. You know, the fact that he gets to use these real world skills, and that they're relevant in the game, and that as a DM I let them, you know, I let him succeed when he comes up with something that's just really good like that. It's not like 100% of the time, but it's a lot of the times. And that's not to say we never do skill rolls at all. Like, we do skill checks, but in social and exploration areas, they're more rare because the players I play with are like, they do this stuff in real life. So they've got that stuff on lock. Okay, so this is another we did this one this way, so we're gonna go back and do it the other way. Oh my hands. So you create your first part of your stitch, and then you basically tuck it under the second part of your stitch. Wait a minute. That's too small. Yay, 2 over 2. That's too small. It's like a 2 over 1 type situation going on right there. I need a 2 over 2 situation, pretty please. Okay. Let's try this again. I don't know. I don't think I'm following what you're trying to put down there, Seraphis. It's like I said, I'm Tism adjacent, and I don't like the excess rules. And I think Penguin mentioned that as well. Dropped my needle again. Gosh darn it. Alright, watch out. Kitties. I don't want to roll you over, but I need to get up to find my needle. Because I don't want you stepping on it and hurting yourself. That would be bad, guys. I don't want you guys stepping on that and hurting yourself. This is how you know this is a live stream. It's stitching IRL. Needles actually get dropped. It happens. Yeah, Aegis, that was exactly my point, is that my group doesn't really use dice rolls for socials encounters. You'll have to scroll up in the chat a little bit to see where the Tism comment started. Perfect timing. Found flashlight, found needle. Boom, boom, done. Boom, boom, done. Oh, I'm sorry, Lulu. I didn't mean to scare you. I scared her. Okay. Yeah, I did not mean to. The magnet in this needle minder isn't the greatest. It tends to... Plus, it helps if it doesn't just, like, slip out of my fingers. Okay, what else we got? That's 3371. What about you? You're 844. I think I don't have 844. You're 3790. What are these? Oh, hey. Yeah, let's do a couple of these. Let's do some O3s. How long have we been live? Coming up on 2 hours. It's that time, people. It's getting close to that time. Yeah, I think I'm with you, Aegeus, on, like, sometimes we do, like, we might do a persuasion check, especially if there's a little bit of uncertainty involved, like, okay, you make a compelling argument, but this person has XYZ going on that would make them potentially not believe you, okay, uncertainty, okay, we'll do a roll, and, or we might have, like, you know, sometimes there's some dice rolls, but for the most part, that's not how they do. Actually, let's go... Was it down here right in front of me? Yeah, we're gonna go right down here, do this one first, and then carry. let's see. Okay, hold on. We did that one. We did that one. That one here. Wait a minute. That is incorrect, sir. Shoot. So where's the... Oh, that one's already done. Okay, I see. I see. I got messed up there. So that is that spot. This is this spot. That spot was probably incorrectly done, but I think we can let it ride for the moment. And then we're going up here. Right? Or are we gonna... No, let's go to over here. And then we'll just kind of continue up. Okay. And up, 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 up. My phone screen is going dark again. Stop that. Thank you. Wow, it actually got brighter right as I said those words. I said stop that, and then it started getting brighter. It's like it knew. That's kind of creepy almost. Phones really are listening to us. Is that correct? That does not look correct. Oh, I guess... Is that correct? That also looks incorrect, but I guess we'll... Oh, yeah, no, that... Wait a minute. That is not correct. What the heck is going on here? 'Cause... That's there, that's there. That's what I'm on now. The bottom... Oh, this one is the one that's incorrect. That stitch up there is what's incorrect. Oh, okay, I see what happened there. This one was too small. This was accidentally done, like, incorrectly. Oop, 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 oop. Oh, cool, you found your projects. Heck yeah. I am excited, Penguin. Let us see, let us see. And then Free started playing in my head because I'm way too obsessed with K-pop Demon Hunters, apparently. It just won't stop. Music, it just won't stop. And then there goes your idol. See, as soon as one gets stuck in my head, the other ones are not far behind. The fun part about your idol, I think, is that it's actually unsettling. Like, it's not like evil, like cartoon mustache twirling evil, but it is unsettling. And especially when you're watching it, you know, within the full context of everything going on, and you're a little bit like, ugh, gross. Okay, so we're gonna do that one, that one. So we're getting our line of sight back here. That should be the edge of those two. And then this is 3 big. 3. Lugana is so soft too. Part of me almost dislikes how soft this is. That is too big. So we're just gonna backtrack. It just pulls and bends so easily. One thing that's nice about the linen in the Adas is they don't do that. And then I gotta get the fabric edged, and then I've got a new project eventually I'll be starting. I wasn't even planning on it. It was kind of a happy accident, but the artwork for the new project that I'm gonna be starting is very Guild Wars 2-esque, with a sort of like drippy watercolor paint type thing going on. It's really cool. That looks wrong. What is up? I think my eyes are going a little bit crazy. Maybe it's a good thing the stream's about to end. It's already been a wacky stream. We had grilled cheese, we had cat medication, forgotten scissors, 2 dropped needles. It's just been an awkward stream all around, you guys, but hey, we're human, right? Awkward moments means it's real. Oh, there we go. I see those pictures, so anyone watching after the fact, pop in the Discord. Go find the art gallery and go check out the pictures if you're curious. Oh, I like those. Is that the one looks like it's on Ada? Yeah, that's definitely Ada. That's probably 14 count. And then that looks like linen? Oh, that's actual like embroidery. That's not cross stitch. Yeah, that's embroidery. Okay. Oh, that's the grass you were talking about. Okay, I got you. I'm seeing. So yeah, anyone curious, you can head to the Discord and head to the Oh, I know who you are now, Penguin. I recognize your Discord profile picture now. I'm one of those weird people. I struggle with names sometimes, so I won't remember a name, but I'll recognize a profile picture. Okay, I follow you now. I know who you are now, or at least now I have an association in my head. Like now when I see you in stream chat, I know what profile pic to assign to it. Yeah, that's the grass you were talking about. So when you were... Yeah, what A just said. If it's not awkward, it's not a T and Tori stream. That is me, isn't it? I am awkward. That's my brand, is I have stick figures and I'm awkward. But at least I'm real. I am definitely not AI. I think the videos that actually have my face in them have since been, like, you don't have access to them anymore. But certain individuals can testify that I am not an AI. How many penguins do you think we have here? I mean, all of us, we're all awkward. Okay. Yeah, those are cool. I see what you mean about the grass, though. Are you gonna have to do that grass all the way across? I kind of want to know. All right. It is getting to be about that time for me, though, folks. It's about the 2-hour mark, which is a typical stream time, and it's also getting to that time where I need to, like, you know, stop and maybe have some evening tea and be not online for a bit, because now on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays we get up at 4 a.m. Also, I have dogs to feed because I'm also dog sitting for the next couple of days, so yeah, I gotta go. Yeah, I will deny this. Tori is indeed AI. Oh dear. Yeah, so I gotta go take care of the dogs and all that stuff. So, but hey, huge shout out, huge thanks to everyone who hung out here to stitch with me. We got 112 stitches done, which is not exactly my highest number ever, but it's not, you know, it's not completely unrespectable. It's reasonable, especially for done during a stream, so, yeah. Let me find out where to park this guy. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I need to go, those are 2, so let me just, zip, so that he's safely parked. And then, yeah. I'm too lazy to change it. Alrighty, yeah. So I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much for hanging out. Sorry, I was just catching up on chats there. So yeah, it was super fun. I'd like to go back to the regular game streams, but it just depends on if I manage to get around to setting up the game that I need to. It's just gonna require a little bit more. I gotta get it to run and all of that stuff. So but yeah, that notwithstanding, I appreciate you guys hanging out with here. I'm gonna go ahead and go now. I'm good. Bye.